Using must and have to in English. Learning English can be fun. Today we will learn about two important words, must and have to. These words help us talk about things we need to do. Let's explore how to use them. What is must? Must is a strong word. We use it to say something is very important. When we say must, we mean there is no other choice. Here are some examples. I must go to school. You must eat healthy food. She must finish her work. In these sentences, must shows that these actions are necessary. They are not optional. When to use must? We use must in different situations. Rules. Students must wear uniforms. You must stop at a red light. Strong advice. You must try this cake. It's delicious. We must visit that museum. It's amazing. Logical conclusions. It's very cold outside. It must be snowing. She looks sad. She must have bad news. Remember, must is very strong. It can sound like an order. Be careful when you use it with friends or family. It might sound too bossy. What is have to? Have to is similar to must. It also means something is necessary. But have to is less strong than must. We often use have to in everyday speech. Here are some examples. I have to go to work. You have to clean your room. They have to study for the test. These sentences show things that need to be done, but they sound less forceful than must. When to use have to? We use have to in many situations. Daily tasks. I have to wake up early. She has to cook dinner. Work or school duties. He has to finish the report by Friday. We have to turn in our homework. Social obligations. I have to visit my grandparents this weekend. You have to RSVP for the party. Have to is more common in spoken English. It sounds more natural in everyday conversations. Differences between must and have to. While must and have to are similar, they have some differences. Strength. Must is stronger and more formal. Have to is less strong and more casual. Personal choice. Must often shows the speaker's personal opinion. Have to often shows an external rule or obligation. Usage. Must is more common in written English. Have to is more common in spoken English. Let's look at some examples. You must respect others. This is the speaker's strong belief. You have to wear a helmet when riding a bike. This is a law or rule. Both sentences talk about something necessary, but the first one feels more personal and strong. Negative forms, must not and don't have to. The negative forms of these words are different. They have different meanings. Must not. This means it's not allowed or it's wrong to do something. You must not smoke in the hospital. Children must not play with fire. Don't have to. This means it's not necessary to do something. You have a choice. You don't have to come if you're busy. She doesn't have to work on Sundays. Be careful. Must not and don't have to are very different. Must not means no. Don't have to means it's your choice. Using must and have to in questions. We can use must and have to in questions. Here's how. Must. Must I go to the party? Must we finish this today? Have to. Do I have to clean my room now? Does she have to work late? Notice that with have to, we use do or does to make questions. Practice exercises. Now let's practice using must and have to. Try to fill in the blanks. Go to the doctor. I'm very sick. Answers have to. You try this ice cream. It's so good. Must. She work on Saturdays. It's her job. Has to. We be quiet in the library. Must or do. I have to wake up early tomorrow. Do. Great job. Practice makes perfect. Common mistakes. When learning must and have to, people often make mistakes. Here are some to avoid. Using must for external obligations. Incorrect. I must work on weekends. If it's a job requirement. Correct. I have to work on weekends. Forgetting to change have in different persons. Incorrect. She have to study. Correct. She has to study. Using must in the past tense. Incorrect. I must go to the store yesterday. Correct. I had to go to the store yesterday. Confusing must not and don't have to. Incorrect. You must not wear a tie. If it's optional. Correct. You don't have to wear a tie. Remember these points to improve your English. Real-life situations. Let's see how must and have to are used in everyday life. At school, students must wear uniforms. You have to turn in your homework on time. At work, employees must follow safety rules. I have to attend a meeting at 3 p.m. At home, you must respect your parents. I have to do the dishes tonight. In public, you must not litter in the park. We have to wait in line for tickets. These examples show how these words are used in different settings. Alternative expressions. Sometimes we use other words instead of must or have to. Here are some. Need to. I need to buy groceries. She needs to study more. Ought to. You ought to exercise regularly. We ought to help the poor. Should. You should eat more vegetables. He should practice his English. These words are less strong than must, but stronger than have to. Cultural differences. In some cultures, using must can sound rude. In English-speaking countries, it's often better to use softer expressions. For example, instead of "you must come to my party," say "you should come to my party," or "I'd love it if you came to my party." This sounds more polite and friendly. Tips for learning. Here are some tips to help you learn must and have to. Listen to native speakers. Notice how they use these words. Practice making sentences. Use must and have to in your daily English. Read English texts. Look for examples of these words. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's part of learning. Remember, learning takes time. Be patient with yourself. Review. Let's review what we've learned. Must is strong and formal. It often shows personal opinion or strong rules. Have to is less strong and more casual. It often shows external obligations. Must not means it's not allowed. Don't have to means it's not necessary. Be careful with must. It can sound bossy in some situations. Practice using these words in different contexts. Conclusion. Must and have to are important words in English. They help us talk about obligations and necessities. Remember, must is stronger than have to. Use must for very important things or personal opinions. Use have to for everyday obligations. Keep practicing, and soon you'll use these words like a native speaker. Quiz time. Let's end with a quick quiz. Choose the best word for each sentence. I, go now. My mom is waiting for me. Answers. Have to. You try this restaurant. The food is amazing. Must she work late tonight? Her boss asked her to. Has to. We respect the environment. Must. Must or do, we have to wear formal clothes to the party? Do. How did you do? If you got all correct, great job. If not, don't worry. Keep practicing. I must brush my teeth every day. You have to eat breakfast. She must do her homework. We have to go to school. They must clean their room. I have to wake up early. You must be quiet in the library. He has to wear a uniform. We must respect our elders. They have to pay their bills. I must study for the test. You have to wash your hands. She must feed her cat. We have to turn off the lights. They must lock the door. I have to buy milk. You must tell the truth. He has to take the bus. We must save money. They have to learn English. I must finish my work. You have to drink water. She must call her mom. We have to wait in line. They must follow the rules. I have to make my bed. You must wear a seat belt. He has to walk the dog. We must be kind to others. They have to practice every day. I must return the book. You have to tie your shoes. She must water the plants. We have to take out the trash. They must arrive on time. I have to cook dinner. You must wear a helmet. He has to send an email. We must save electricity. They have to do their chores. I must see the doctor. You have to close the window. She must feed the fish. We have to set the table. They must turn in their papers. I have to buy a gift. You must stop at red lights. He has to mow the lawn. We must recycle paper. They have to pack their bags. I must finish by 5 p.m. You have to put on sunscreen. She must take her medicine. We have to wash the dishes. They must listen to the teacher. I have to pay the rent. You must wear warm clothes. He has to fix the car. We must protect nature. They have to clean the kitchen. I must get a haircut. You have to answer the phone. She must feed the baby. We have to write a letter. They must bring their books. I have to buy new shoes. You must speak softly. He has to change the light bulb. We must help our friends. They have to fold the laundry. I must go to the bank. You have to wash the car. She must visit her grandmother. We have to clean the bathroom. They must learn to swim. I have to buy groceries. You must be careful. He has to paint the wall. We must protect animals. They have to learn math. I must go to bed early. You have to turn off the TV. She must clean her teeth. We have to water the garden. They must read every day. I have to make lunch. You must be polite. He has to shovel snow. We must save water. They have to study hard. I must exercise regularly. You have to eat vegetables. She must lock the car. We have to learn new words. They must be on time. I have to clean my glasses. You must follow the map. He has to charge his phone. We must protect our eyes. They have to practice music. Final words. Learning English takes time and practice. Must and have to are just two of many important words. Keep learning and don't give up. Remember, every little step helps you improve. You must believe in yourself and you have to keep trying. Good luck with your English journey.